Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching The Rising of the Shield Hero, episode 11. So, last episode, Naofumi told Milty basically to get lost. Didn't want to talk to her at all. I understand. I mean, she is part of the same family as the princess and the king, and they've done nothing but make his life miserable since he got there. So I don't blame him for not wanting to talk to her. For all he knows, she's just trying to mess him over again. However, as we learn, if he would have listened to her, he would have found out that she was trying to get basically his crimes, quote unquote, like abolished. They would have been wiped clean because the queen asked her to go down there and do it. But the queen also knew that Naofumi would be tough to, I guess, crack. She knew that he would probably turn her away at first, and she's going to have to work at gaining his trust so that she can tell him what she is trying to do. That she is not his enemy, and she is trying to help him. As I think it was as Steven said in the podcast, got to learn to not judge them based on the family, the whole unit, but just individually. But even still, so far, that whole family has been after him, so I still understand why he wouldn't talk to her. Anyway, after she ran off, because she was called by the king, this group of a couple of knights and I think a couple mages, I think it was 3 knights, 2 mages, came to Naofumi saying that they wanted to fight with him. Not like beat him up, but they wanted to join his group and help him because they were touched by how he helped. I cannot remember the name of the village, but the one that he helped save during the first wave he was in. It's their hometown, and he helped save a lot of their family, so they want to help him. Now, he pulls out this little necklace and tells them that if they can pay him 150 silver for that necklace, he will let them join him. It's a lot of money, but they said, okay, we'll do our best and try to gather this amount of money quickly. So they left. And then he finds out that Raphtalia and Philo can actually get class upgrades. They've reached their limit as far as the level they can get to, and they've had an asterisk next to their name, and he asked the weapon store owner what that meant, and that's when he brought up the class upgrade, where you go to one of the dragon hourglasses, where you go to the dragon hourglass and you ask them to do a class upgrade. So he went over there, and they told him it's going to be 15 gold, I think, per person, in order to do it. There's really a lot of money. And he's like, fine, whatever, here you go. Just do it. But then one of the other, I guess, nuns shows up and says, I'm sorry, there's been some kind of miscommunication here, but we cannot do that for you. And he's about to argue with it until she pulls out one of those scrolls that has like a royal decree on it saying that they are not allowed to give any of his party class upgrades. Just another reason to not trust that family. So he grabs his money and he leaves. And he goes to the slave trader, asking him if he's able to do class upgrades because he remembers him showing a slave that was higher than level 40, which was that werewolf creature that was level 75. And he says, we do have, higher level slaves here. Unfortunately, though, we're unable to do that. However, you can just go to one of the other dragon hourglasses in one of the other countries, and they can do it for you. And he's like, "There's more than one?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, of course there's more than one. There's this country, this country, this country, and this country." The other one had like Shield in its name, and I figured he would probably go to that one. In fact, the guy recommended he go to that one. It's apparently a country with demi-humans, and they may like him because, from what Raphtalia's parents said, the previous Shield hero, was very kind to demi-humans. So they might see him and be like, "Oh my god," like Raphtalia when she first found out that he was the Shield hero. So, however, it was going to take a while for him to get there. I think it was going to take like a month for him to get there by carriage. And it was only going to be like a few weeks, 10 days I think it was, before the next wave. So he was not going to be able to go down there, get his class upgrades, and then come back with enough time to help out for the wave. So they had to put it off. In the meantime, Raphtalia, and Philo are traveling around, and they end up going to this one country, or city or something. I can't remember exactly. I think it was a country, where they were taxed a toll to get into, and then when they get in there, the place is like in ruins. People are still living there, but they're not. They probably won't last too long. They don't really have much food. They have no water, really. And the king in the area is taxing them tremendously. So they have no money. Finds out that some adventurer came by and put a stop to the revolution. And ever since then, this other guy took over and has basically just been overtaxing everybody. When he asked if they knew who it was, they said, "We don't know his name, but he had a bow." Basically telling you it was the bow hero who came to this country and helped with the revolution, but then ended up causing a whole bunch of problems afterwards. You remember, I think a couple episodes ago, they were telling you what all of the heroes were doing. They said that he was out stopping some revolution or something. They said he was kind of secret about what was going on with him. Like, there was all kinds of different rumors about him, but one of them was that he was helping to stop a revolution. And that one ended up being true because it was him who helped with this one. And then ended up causing the people a lot of problems because of it. So he's helping them out, giving them food and doing what he can, but I mean, there's not a whole lot he can really do. He ends up going back to the kingdom because it's getting closer to the wave, and he's inside of the basically the pub or whatever, wherever they go to get food and stuff. And the bow and sword hero are there as well. They're at a different table, but Raphtalia, and Philo can see them because they're like right across from them. And the bow hero, one of the bow heroes' party members, comes over and tells them that they've been requested to take care of this problem with another kingdom. And he said something like, "I think it's time to teach these people that with great power comes great responsibility," or something like that, causing Naofumi to spit out his drink onto Philo. And they walk over to him because before this they were talking about how their rewards for some of the quests that they've been doing have been taken by someone else. Like, someone was pretending to be them and taking their rewards. And then he walks over saying, what's so funny? And he's like, "Oh, nothing. I just didn't know you were bitten by a spider." Because it's from Spider-Man. And the guy's like, "A spider?" And he's like, "No, never mind." And they just straight up ask him, "You're the one who's taking our rewards, aren't you? You're the one that's pretending to be us." And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what is this in reference to?" And he ends up asking, I think the bow hero tells him a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, right, the revolution thing." And he's like, "Do you know what happened to those people after you left?" And he explains the whole situation to the guy. And he's like, that's not true." And the sword hero is like, "Well, what about me?" And he goes, "Yours was the dragon, right?" And he goes, "Okay, well, you remember, so that makes this easier." And he goes, "Okay, well, do you realize that after you killed that dragon, you caused a huge epidemic in the city or the town next to it, causing a lot of people to die?" I said, "I just went down there and took care of the body." And then he basically tells him, you know how many people died because of you two? Like a lot. A lot of people died because of them. The bow hero doesn't want to believe that anybody was killed or died because of him. So he's in denial, refusing to believe anything that Naofumi tells him. The sword hero, on the other hand, he kind of sees Raphtalia, who's got a curse on her, because he could see the bandages wrapped around her arm and the little bit of purple that's kind of poking out. And he believes him. And the bow hero was like, "What, do you believe this guy?" And he's like, "He has no reason to lie to me, so yeah." Then Fumi leaves with the rest of them, with Raphtalia and Philo. And the bow hero is just like, "I still don't believe anything you're telling me." I mean, he doesn't have to believe him. He can go back to that country and see for himself what's going on. Then as they're leaving that place, the knights and the mages end up coming to see him. And they've got the money. They got the 150 silver. Show it to him. It's a huge bag with a ton of coins in it. And he walks over, hands them the necklace, and then tells them, "Use that money to get yourself some better equipment." And they're like, "So you're going to accept us?" And he's like, "Yeah, just, get yourself some better equipment because I can't have you guys dying on me." They're super excited. He got them added to his list of party members. And now we're getting ready for the next wave because it's happening now. Like, all of the monsters are showing up, so now they got to fight. So it's a good thing they got that money as soon as they did, because otherwise they'd be fighting in the armor that they had, and who knows if they would have survived. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. See how this wave is going to go. I'm pretty sure it's going to end in maybe 2 episodes, but I could be wrong. All right. So the video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.